moment to line up for. Then she saw they were watching the TVs in the window. Emma and her mother stopped to watch too. News was coming so fast, it had to be reported in what looked like ticker tape running across the bottoms of screens. South Tower collapsed. They watched the tower come down again and again. Each time it fell, Emma was flooded with gratitude that her father worked in the other one. But then they showed footage of the North Tower, and she felt a stinging at the back of her eyes. Windows in the towers were designed not to open, yet it looked like people were leaning out of them. Dark spots drifted down the sides of the building. Emma guessed it was debris from the fire. But then the camera zoomed in and she saw the dark spots were people. People were jumping. Some fell upright. Some arched as they descended, doing backward C's like victory jumps. And Emma closed her eyes and did what she hadn't done since she was a child. She reached for her mother's hand. Her mother squeezed it and brought the back of Emma's hand to her lips. Emma felt certain that her father wasn't one of the jumpers. He'd never have jumped, since it would have meant jumping away from them. When they got to the subway at 86th, a sign at the entrance read, "No more service today." They headed to 3rd, where, going against traffic, they saw an army tank? Had a war started? Her mother raised her arm to hail a cab. There were no cabs in sight. But after many changes of lights, a slightly battered car stopped in front of them. Car service. Emma's mother opened the back door and Emma slid across several rips in the vinyl, making room for her mother. But she didn't slide in. "Take this to 125th Street, she said to Emma, fishing a 20 out of her wallet. "Take the train to your grandfather's. Wait at Hollingwood until I come up with Daddy." At the sound of Daddy, Emma's eyes filled. "No," Emma said, pushing the money away, sliding back across the seat toward her mother. "I'm staying with you. I want to go home." "They're not letting anyone south of 14th now. Do this for me, Emma. I can't worry about you two." She shoved the bill into Emma's blazer pocket. The car pulled away, and Emma heard from speakers in the dashboard, "The National Guard on alert. Fear of biological hazards." Alone in the back seat, she started to cry. She imagined her parents breathing in poisoned air, catching some terrible, fatal disease. And what about her cat? She had an appointment with the orthodontist later, but how straight your teeth were didn't matter anymore. Traffic was terrible. It took a long time for the car to get 40 blocks north to the station. The driver and she didn't talk. They just listened to the news. When Emma pulled the bill from her pocket and handed it across the front seat, the driver didn't take it. "Keep it, Peaches," he said. "I'm not car service. I just stopped at the light. But you take care. You do what your mama says." "Thanks," she nodded, thinking his kindness would have seemed extraordinary on any day but this. Were trains still running? Were her grandfather and Arlette safe? Hollingwood had stood in Wellington, Connecticut, since her great-great-great-grandfather built it in 1853. Would it still be there?
Part 1. 1. Bridey. Hollingwood, October 1927. That morning, hours after the cock crowed but before the town hall bell chimed 8, Bridey mounted narrow steps leading up from the kitchen, holding tight to the fluted handles of a silver oval on which Mr. Hollingworth's breakfast quivered. Serving gloves weren't insisted upon at Hollingwood as they were in the big houses on Fifth Avenue, where a friend from home...